The restaurant was bright and expensive. Soft music played in the background. Crystal glasses shined under warm lights. Rich people laughed and talked. It was a place where poor people did not belong. A black waitress walked slowly between the tables. Her name was Maya. She wore a simple uniform. Her shoes were old. Her feet hurt, but she did not show it. She kept a polite smile on her face. She always did. Maya stopped at a table near the center of the restaurant. 3 people were sitting there. One man wore a costly suit. His watch looked very expensive. He spoke loudly and laughed even louder. He wanted everyone to notice him. Maya placed the food carefully on the table. "Here is your order, sir," she said softly. The man did not look at her. He was busy talking. Maya turned to leave. Suddenly, something hard hit her leg. She froze. The man had kicked her under the table. Maya took a deep breath. Maybe it was an accident, she thought. She tried to walk away. But then it happened again. A stronger kick. Her knee almost bent. Pain moved through her leg. Maya held the tray tightly. Her hand was shaking. She looked at the man. He was smiling. Not a kind smile. A cruel one. Maya leaned closer and whispered, "Sir, please don't do that." The man laughed. He kicked her again. This time, Maya could not stay quiet. Her voice broke. "Please stop kicking me," she cried. Her words were not loud, but the room was quiet enough. People stopped talking. Forks paused in the air. Music felt distant. Every eye turned toward Maya. Her face was red. Tears filled her eyes. She tried to hold them back, but one tear fell on the floor. The man leaned back in his chair. "Are you crazy?" he said loudly. "I didn't touch you." People began to whisper. The manager rushed over. His face showed anger, not care. "What is going on here?" he asked. Maya tried to speak. "Sir," the manager raised his hand. "Enough," he said. "Do not disturb our guests." The rich man smiled again. "She is lying," he said. "These people always want attention." Maya felt her heart sink. "These people." The words cut deeper than the kick. "I'm not lying," she said softly. "He kicked me." The manager looked around. Some guests nodded with the rich man. Others looked away. "No proof," the manager said. "Apologize and go back to work." Maya's lips trembled. I did nothing wrong," she said. The manager's face grew dark. "Do you want to lose your job?" he asked. Maya thought about her child at home. About the bills. About the rent. She lowered her head. "I'm sorry," she whispered. The rich man laughed again. As Maya turned away, another kick hit her leg. She gasped. This time, she almost fell. Some people laughed. Others took out their phones. No one helped her. No one stopped him. Maya felt small. Invisible. Broken. She wanted to run. But she could not. She needed this job. She took one step. Then another. Her vision blurred. That was when the sound of a chair moving broke the silence. In the corner of the restaurant, a man slowly stood up. He had been sitting alone the whole time. No one noticed him before. He wore a simple black suit. No flashy watch. No loud voice. He looked calm. Very calm. His eyes were fixed on Maya. He had seen everything. The kicks. The lies. The tears. He walked forward. Each step felt heavy in the quiet room. People turned to look at him. The manager frowned. "Sir, please sit down," he said. The man did not listen. He stopped near Maya. She did not look up. She thought he would shout too. But he did not. "Are you okay?" he asked gently. Maya slowly lifted her head. She nodded, though she was not. "Yes, sir," she said. The rich man laughed loudly. "Mind your own business," he said. The man in black turned to him. His voice was calm, but strong. "I am making it my business," he said. The rich man rolled his eyes. "And who are you?" he asked. The man paused. The room held its breath. "I'm the CEO of this restaurant chain," he said. The color left the manager's face. The smiles disappeared. Phones slowly went down. Maya's eyes widened. She could not believe what she heard. The CEO looked at the rich man. "Now," he said quietly, "let's talk about what you just did." And in that moment, everything began to change. Maya stood still near the table. Her heart was beating fast. The restaurant felt very quiet now, but her mind was loud. The CEO was standing in front of her, yet her thoughts went far away, back to a life full of pain, struggle, and silent tears. Maya was not always strong. Life had made her strong. She grew up in a small house at the edge of the city. The roof leaked when it rained. The walls were thin. At night, cold air came inside. Her mother worked as a cleaner. Her father left when she was very young. Maya learned early that life was not fair. As a child, she helped her mother every day. She washed dishes. She cleaned floors. She cooked simple food. She watched her mother come home tired, with pain in her back and sadness in her eyes. Still, her mother smiled. Be kind, her mother always said, even when the world is not. Maya remembered those words every day. Years passed. Maya grew up. She dreamed of a better life. She wanted to study. She wanted respect. But dreams are expensive, and Maya was poor. Then life became harder. She fell in love with a man who promised her a future. He smiled, just like the rich man in the restaurant. At first, he was kind. Later, he changed. He left when Maya needed him the most. She was alone, pregnant, scared. When her baby was born, Maya cried with joy and fear at the same time. She loved her child more than anything. But love did not pay rent. Love did not buy food. So Maya worked. She worked anywhere she could. She cleaned houses in the morning. She washed dishes in the afternoon. At night, she worked at the restaurant. Her body was always tired. Her hands were rough. Her feet hurt every day. Sometimes, she did not even feel them anymore. But she never complained. Every morning, Maya woke up before the sun. She made breakfast for her child. She packed a small lunch. She kissed her child on the forehead. I will be back soon, she always said. Her child smiled and trusted her. That trust gave Maya strength. At work, life was not kind. Some customers ignored her. Some spoke to her like she was nothing. Some looked at her with hate in their eyes. Some made jokes about her skin, her voice, her clothes. The manager never defended her. Just smile, he said. They are paying. Maya smiled. She smiled even when her heart hurt. She smiled when people were rude. She smiled when her legs felt weak. She smiled because she had no choice. The restaurant was famous. Rich people came there. Important people. Powerful people. But Maya was invisible. She remembered one night when she dropped a glass by mistake. It broke loudly. Everyone looked at her. The manager shouted. A customer laughed. Maya bent down and picked up the broken pieces with shaking hands. Her fingers started bleeding. No one cared. She wrapped her finger with a napkin and kept working. Another time, a man touched her hand and smiled in a bad way. She moved away quickly. He laughed and said it was a joke. The manager said nothing. Maya learned to stay quiet. Quiet was safe. Tonight was different. Tonight, she spoke. And now, everything felt heavy. Standing there, Maya felt the same fear she felt every day. Fear of losing her job. Fear of not paying rent. Fear of failing her child. She looked at the CEO. He was still calm. His eyes showed something she had not seen in a long time. Concern. Real concern. She wanted to speak. To tell him everything. But years of silence held her back. I'm okay, she said softly again. The CEO looked at her leg. He saw how she stood carefully, trying not to put weight on it. You don't look okay, he said. Maya swallowed hard. Behind her, the rich man shifted in his chair. He looked nervous now, but still proud. The manager wiped his face with a cloth. His hands were shaking. Maya felt the room watching her. She felt small again. But then she remembered her mother's voice. Be kind. Be strong. She took a deep breath. This time, she did not look down. She looked straight ahead. And for the first time in a long time, Maya felt that maybe, just maybe, someone was finally listening. The silence inside the restaurant felt heavy. Maya stood in the middle of the room, holding her tray close to her chest. Her heart beat fast. Every sound felt louder than before. She could feel many eyes on her, judging her, measuring her worth. The manager cleared his throat. This is becoming a problem, he said loudly. We do not allow drama here. Maya turned toward him. Sir, I was just. Enough, the manager snapped. You embarrassed our guest. The rich man smiled and leaned back in his chair. He crossed his legs slowly, like he owned the place. She is lying, he said again. I was just sitting. Suddenly she started shouting. Some people nodded. Others whispered. One woman shook her head. So unprofessional, she said. A man near the window lifted his phone. The small red light showed it was recording. Soon, another phone came up. Then another. Maya noticed. Her chest tightened. She did not want to be on someone's phone. She did not want her pain to become a video. But she could not move. "I'm not lying," she said, her voice shaking. "He kicked me under the table." The rich man laughed loudly. "Why would I kick you?" he asked. "You think you are that important?" The words hit her hard. The manager looked angry now. "You should apologize," he said. "Right now." Maya felt her throat close. She opened her mouth, but no sound came out. "Apologize? For being hurt? For telling the truth?" "I didn't do anything wrong," she whispered. The manager stepped closer. His voice dropped low, but his words were sharp. "You are replaceable," he said. "Say sorry, or don't come back tomorrow." Maya's legs felt weak. She thought her child, waiting at home, trusting her, needing her. Her eyes filled with tears again. "I'm sorry," she said quietly, not looking at anyone. The rich man smiled wide. "See," he said, "problem solved." He moved his foot again. This time, he kicked her harder. Maya cried out. Her tray slipped from her hands. Plates crashed to the floor. Food spread everywhere. The sound echoed through the restaurant. Gasps filled the room. "Watch where you're going," someone shouted. "Unbelievable," another voice said. Maya fell to her knees. Pain shot through her leg. Her palms pressed against the cold floor. Broken glass lay near her fingers. She did not move. Tears fell freely now. The manager sighed loudly, like she was a burden. "Get up," he said. "You are making a scene." Maya tried to stand, but her leg hurt too much. She winced. The rich man rolled his eyes. "This is why people like her should not work in places like this," he said. The words echoed in Maya's head. People like her. The phones kept recording. No one offered a hand. No one asked if she was hurt. A waiter walked past her carefully, like she was something dirty on the floor. Maya finally pushed herself up. Her body shook. She wiped her face quickly, but it did not help. "I just want to work," she said softly. "I didn't ask for trouble." The manager laughed without humor. "Then learn your place," he said. That sentence broke something inside her. Maya stood still. Her shoulders dropped. Her eyes lost their light. She felt small, smaller than she ever felt before. The rich man clapped slowly. "Well done," he said. "Now clean this mess." Maya looked at the food on the floor. She looked at the broken glass. She looked at the faces around her. Some showed shame. Most showed nothing. She bent down slowly. As she reached for a piece of glass, a calm voice spoke. "That's enough." The room froze. The voice was not loud, but it was firm. Maya looked up. The man in the black suit was walking forward again. His face was serious now. "No anger, just control." The manager turned to him quickly. "Sir, please," the manager said. "We are handling this." "No," the man said. "You are not." He looked at Maya. "Step away," he said gently. Maya hesitated. "Go on," he said again. She moved back slowly. The man turned to the rich customer. "Did you kick her?" he asked. The rich man laughed nervously. "This again?" "No, of course not." The man in black did not smile. He looked around the room. "How many of you saw what happened?" he asked. People looked at each other. Phones slowly lowered. No one spoke. The silence was loud. The man nodded slowly. "That silence," he said, "says everything." The manager swallowed hard. Maya stood behind the man in black, her hands shaking. She did not know what would happen next. But for the first time that night, she did not feel alone. And the room could feel it. Something was about to change. The restaurant stayed silent. No one moved. Even the music had stopped. Maya stood behind the man in the black suit. Her heart was still racing, but something felt different now. She felt protected. The manager forced a smile. "Sir," he said, "please understand. We take our guests very seriously." The man in black looked at him calmly. "And I take my employees very seriously," he replied. The manager froze. "Employees?" Maya's eyes widened. She looked up at the man again. He did not look angry. He looked firm, like someone used to being obeyed. The rich man laughed, but his laugh sounded weak. "This is a misunderstanding," he said. She dropped the tray herself. The man in black turned slowly toward him. "You kicked her," he said. His voice was quiet, but it carried power. "I did not," the rich man replied quickly. "Where is the proof?" The man in black reached into his pocket and took out his phone. He tapped the screen once, then twice. He lifted the phone to his ear. "Security," he said calmly. "Come to the main dining area. Now." The manager's face turned pale. "You don't need to call security," he said nervously. "We can handle this." The man in black lowered his phone. "No," he said. "You already handled enough." Guests shifted in their seats. Some stood up. Some whispered. The phones that were recording earlier now disappeared into pockets. The man in black looked around the room. "Everyone," he said, "please stay where you are." No one argued. Moments later, 2 security guards entered the restaurant. They walked straight toward the man in black. "Yes, sir," one of them said. The manager's knees almost gave out. The man in black turned toward him. "How long have you been managing this place?" he asked. 5 years, the manager answered softly. And in those 5 years, the man asked, "How many times did you ignore complaints like this?" The manager did not answer. "That silence answers me," the man said. Maya watched quietly. She had never seen the manager look so small. The man in black turned toward the rich customer. "Stand up," he said. The rich man hesitated. "I said, stand up," the man repeated. The rich man slowly stood. His confident smile was gone. "You kicked her under the table," the man said again. "Not once. More than once." The rich man shook his head. "You cannot prove it." The man in black nodded. "You're right," he said. "I don't need to." He turned to one of the guards. "Ask the cameras," he said. The guard picked up a radio. The rich man's face changed. "There are cameras under the tables?" he asked. "In my restaurants," the man replied. "There are cameras everywhere." The manager wiped sweat from his face. The rich man opened his mouth, but no words came out. Maya felt her chest tighten. She could not believe what she was hearing. The man in black turned to Maya. "What is your name?" he asked gently. "Maya," she replied. "How long have you worked here, Maya?" he asked. 2 years, she said. "In those 2 years," he asked, "have you ever caused trouble?" Maya shook her head quickly. "No, sir. Never." He nodded. "I know," he said. That simple sentence made tears fill her eyes again. The man in black turned back to the manager. "You allowed a guest to hurt your employee," he said. "You blamed her. You threatened her job." The manager tried to speak. "Sir, I was just—" "Stop," the man said. The word landed like a wall. "You are done here," the man said. "Effective immediately." The manager gasped. "You can't fire me," he said. I can," the man replied. "Because this restaurant belongs to me." A loud breath moved through the room. Whispers started again. Did he say belongs to him? He's the owner? The CEO? The man in black spoke again. "I'm the CEO of this restaurant chain," he said clearly. "And I watched everything." The rich man took a step back. "You're lying," he said weakly. The man in black pulled a card from his pocket and placed it on the table. The logo was clear. The name was real. The rich man's face went white. Maya felt her knees shake. She held onto a chair to stay standing. The CEO turned to the security guards. "Escort this man out," he said, "and ban him from all our locations." "What?" the rich man shouted. "You can't do this." "I just did," the CEO replied calmly. The guards took the rich man by the arms. As they walked him away, the man shouted, "She's nothing. She doesn't matter." The CEO stopped and turned. "She matters," he said, "and that is where you failed." The doors closed behind the rich man. Silence returned. The CEO looked at Maya again. "You did nothing wrong," he said. Maya covered her mouth. Tears fell freely now. For the first time in her life, someone in power had spoken for her. And the night was not over yet. The doors closed behind the rich man. The sound echoed through the restaurant. For a moment, no one spoke. The air felt lighter, but also strange, like the room was learning how to breathe again. Maya stood still. Her hands were shaking. Her eyes followed the door as if she could not believe what just happened. The CEO turned back toward the room. "Everyone," he said calmly, "what you witnessed tonight should never happen here." No one moved. No one argued. The manager was still standing near the counter. His face was pale. His confident posture was gone. He looked like a man who had lost his power. The CEO walked toward him. "You threatened an employee who was hurt," the CEO said. "You chose money over humanity." The manager swallowed hard. "Sir, please," he said. "I was just trying to protect the business." The CEO shook his head. "A business that forgets people is already broken," he said. The manager lowered his eyes. "You are no longer the manager of this restaurant," the CEO said. Hand over your keys and badge. The manager hesitated, then slowly removed the badge from his chest. His hands trembled as he placed it on the counter. The staff watched quietly. Some looked shocked. Some looked relieved. The CEO turned to the employees. If anyone here has ever felt unsafe or disrespected, he said, that ends tonight. Maya felt a tight knot in her chest loosen. The CEO walked toward her. Maya, he said gently. She looked up at him. I'm sorry this happened to you, he said. You should never have been treated this way. Maya tried to speak, but her voice broke. Thank you, she whispered. The CEO noticed her leg. Sit down, he said. Please. One of the guards quickly brought a chair. Maya sat slowly. Pain shot through her leg, but she did not complain. The CEO waved to another staff member. Get the first aid kit, he said. A young waiter ran and came back quickly. The CEO knelt slightly to look at Maya's leg. He did not touch her. He kept his distance. Does it hurt badly? He asked. Yes, Maya said honestly. We will get you checked by a doctor, he said. Tonight. Maya's eyes widened. Sir, I don't want trouble. You are not trouble, the CEO said. You are a human being. Those words felt warm. Strong. The CEO stood up and looked around the restaurant. To our guests, he said, I apologize for what you saw. Some people nodded. Some looked ashamed. This restaurant stands for respect, he continued. If anyone disagrees, you're free to leave. No one left. The CEO turned back to Maya. Do you feel able to go home? He asked. Yes, she said. Good, he replied. You are done for the night. You will be paid for the full shift. Maya could not believe it. Sir, she said, thank you. The CEO gave a small nod. But he was not finished. He turned to the staff again. There will be changes, he said. Training. New rules. A safe place for everyone. Some staff members had tears in their eyes. The CEO then looked at the security guards. Make sure the former manager leaves the building, he said. The manager opened his mouth to speak, but the guard were already guiding him away. As he passed Maya, he did not look at her. The CEO waited until the manager was gone. Then he walked back to Maya. Maya, he said, how long have you been working double shifts? Maya hesitated. Almost a year, she said. And your child? The CEO asked. She is 6, Maya said softly. The CEO nodded slowly. You work hard, he said. Too hard. Maya felt tears fall again. I just want to give her a better life, she said. The CEO looked at her with respect. And you will, he said. The staff stood quietly. The guests watched, no longer bored, no longer proud. They were witnessing something real. Justice. Not loud, not violent, but strong. The CEO took out his phone and typed a message. Everything will be taken care of, he said to Maya. Maya did not know what that meant yet. But for the first time in years, she felt safe. The restaurant lights still shined. The tables were still full. But the power in the room had changed. And this was only the beginning. Maya sat quietly on the chair near the wall. Her leg was wrapped with a clean bandage now. The pain was still there, but her heart felt lighter. The restaurant no longer felt like a place of fear. It felt different, safer. The CEO stood a few steps away, speaking softly on his phone. He ended the call and turned toward Maya. Maya, he said, I want to talk to you. She nodded and slowly stood up. Please sit, he said again. She sat back down. The CEO pulled a chair and sat across from her. Not above her, not standing over her, just across, like two people talking. I read your file earlier today, he said. Before I came here. Maya looked surprised. You were scheduled tonight, he continued. I like to visit my restaurants without warning. Maya did not know what to say. I saw your work record, he said. No complaints. Always on time. Always polite. Maya felt shy. I just do my job, sir. I know, he said. That is why this matters. The CEO paused. You should not be standing on your feet all day for such little pay, he said. And you should never feel afraid at work. Maya's hands tightened together. I don't want special treatment, she said quickly. The CEO smiled gently. This is not special treatment, he said. This is fairness. He took out a folder from his bag and placed it on the table. I'm offering you a new position, he said. Maya's heart skipped. A position? She asked. Yes, he said. A training supervisor for new staff. Maya's eyes widened. I don't understand, she said. You already teach by example, he replied. You know how this place should feel. Maya felt her breath shake. It comes with better pay, he continued. Day shifts. Paid leave. Maya covered her mouth. I've never, she whispered. There is more, the CEO said. He opened the folder. I will also cover medical care for your leg, he said. And I want to help with your child's education. Maya's eyes filled with tears again. Why? She asked softly. The CEO looked at her carefully. Because kindness deserves support, he said. And because your child should see her mother treated with respect. Maya could not stop crying now. She tried to speak, but no words came. The CEO waited patiently. Finally, she said, thank you. The word felt too small. Around them, staff members watched quietly. Some smiled. Some wiped their eyes. The CEO stood up. Take the rest of the week off, he said. Rest. Heal. Maya nodded. I don't know how to repay you, she said. The CEO shook his head. You already have, he said, by not giving up. A car was waiting outside. The CEO walked with Maya to the door. As they passed through the restaurant, people stepped aside. Some looked ashamed. Some looked inspired. Outside, the night air felt cool. The CEO opened the car door. This car will take you home, he said, and someone will check on you tomorrow. Maya hesitated. My child is waiting, she said. She will be proud of you, he replied. Maya slowly got into the car. As it drove away, she looked back at the restaurant. She remembered every night she cried quietly there, every smile she forced, every insult she swallowed. Tonight was different. At home, her child ran to her. Mom, she said happily. Maya hugged her tightly. I'm okay, Maya whispered. That night, Maya slept without fear. The next days felt like a dream. She visited the doctor. Her leg healed. She returned to the restaurant, not as a scared waitress, but as a leader. New staff listened to her. They respected her. She smiled freely now. One evening, the CEO visited again. He watched from a distance. Maya was teaching a new worker how to speak kindly to guests. He smiled. She had found her voice, and her life had truly changed. But the lesson of that night would live much longer. Because respect, once given, can change everything. Weeks passed after that night. Life moved forward, but nothing felt the same for Maya. The fear that once lived inside her was gone. In its place was calm, confidence, and quiet strength. Every morning, Maya woke up with peace in her heart. She no longer rushed in fear. She no longer felt sick before going to work. She prepared breakfast for her child and smiled without forcing it. Her child noticed. Mom, you smile more now, her daughter said one morning. Maya knelt down and hugged her. Yes, she said softly, because life is kinder now. At the restaurant, Maya was no longer invisible. She walked with her head held high. Her steps were steady. New staff members greeted her with respect. Good morning, Maya, they said. She smiled back. Good morning, she replied. She trained new employees with patience. She taught them how to treat guests with kindness. More importantly, she taught them how to respect each other. This job is not just about food, she told them. It is about people. The restaurant slowly changed. Customers noticed the difference. The service felt warmer. The smiles felt real. One afternoon, Maya noticed a young waitress standing quietly near the wall. Her hands were shaking, just like Maya's once did. Maya walked over. Are you okay? She asked gently. The girl nodded, but her eyes told the truth. Maya stayed with her. You are safe here, Maya said, and your voice matters. The girl smiled with relief. Across the room, the CEO watched quietly. He did not interrupt. He did not announce himself. He simply observed. This was what he wanted, a place where dignity lived. After work, Maya walked home under the evening sky. The city lights looked softer now. Life still had challenges, but she was no longer alone. She thought about that night. The kicks, the tears, the silence, and then the voice that spoke up. One voice can change everything. At home, Maya helped her daughter with homework. They laughed together. They shared a simple dinner. Later, as her child slept, Maya sat by the window. She whispered a quiet prayer. Not for money, not for power, but for gratitude. The next week, Maya stood in front of the staff during a meeting. I want to say something, she said. Everyone listened. Respect is not a gift, she said. It is a right. The room stayed silent. And when we protect each other, she continued, we protect ourselves too. People nodded. That evening, a man entered the restaurant with a loud voice and proud walk. He spoke harshly to a waiter. Before, no one would have stopped him. Now, things were different. Maya stepped forward. Sir, she said calmly, we treat everyone with respect here. The man looked surprised. He tried to argue, but then noticed the room watching him. He changed his tone. Sorry, he said quietly. Maya nodded and walked away. Respect had become the rule. Later that night, the CEO walked up to Maya. You built something special here, he said. Maya smiled. You gave me a chance. The CEO shook his head. You gave yourself a chance, he replied. They stood in silence for a moment. Will you ever forget that night? Maya asked. The CEO looked around the restaurant. No, he said, and I hope no one here ever does. Because stories like hers matter. They remind the world that power without kindness is empty. That silence can hurt, and that standing up, even softly, can change lives. As Maya locked the restaurant doors at the end of the night, she looked back one last time. She was no longer the woman who cried on the floor. She was strong. She was seen. She was heard. And somewhere, someone watching this story would remember. Treat people with kindness. Because you never know whose voice will change your life.